welcome to this video. You're on with Abiola, the founder of womanifesting.com and the goddess of Paris, miracles and manifesting law of attraction retreat. You are in for something special, magical, and mystical today because we are live with my sister. Well, you're watching this recording, but I'm live. We are on with my sister, Lightworker Doris, who will be bringing her gifts to the Goddess of Paris retreat, her gifts of aura readings, hypnotherapy, and sound healing. So today we're going to be talking with her about the art of sound healing. And for those of you who are familiar with me and my work, you know that this is a passion of mine, something that I'm very, very excited about. And so Lightworker Doris, welcome to this video.
Thank you. Hi, everyone. I'm really happy to have you with us and being able to witness this talk.
So tell us about, well, first of all, it is wonderful that you are going to be a part of the Goddess of Paris retreat. And in our last segment, we talked about how magical it was that came about. And I know that you are birthing other retreats as well. A question that people may ask who've never experienced a retreat may say, you know, well, why is an immersive experience like a retreat any different than maybe going to an afternoon workshop or going to, you know, having a Skype session with someone who I'm working with? Can you talk about the power of retreats and why it's so much a part of your practice?
Yes. Well, I'll speak firsthand. I'll talk about my experience because I think that's always the truest form of sharing. Being immersed is the ability to also disconnect from everything that you know. And when you are disconnected, you can fully experience something. When you go to an afternoon, first of all, you will take a moment to be able to disconnect. So let's say if you have a 3-hour workshop, the first half an hour, you are putting yourself in, you're attuning yourself to what's going on. And by the time you are into that, you know, peaceful state, that awe state, it's already time to pack up and then think and run, you know, go pick up the kids for school, this. And even though it will still provide powerful healing or a wonderful awareness, it's a personal experience to be able to immerse yourself fully into an environment. It creates a stronger bond with the people that you're with because you get to know each other. And as you know, nothing ever happens without a reason. So you will be part of a group that is meant to be and that will make sense to you. So it gives you time also to receive, to immerse, to disconnect, and on the other hand, to reconnect on a new level. It's keeping you into that energy. It's bathing you into that energy where the elevation lasts a little longer. And the longer the elevation is sustained, the more intensely and the more you will grow. So that's what I like about retreats and about being into a specific area.
Yes, I love the way that you explained about sustaining the elevation. And it really feels like there is something ancient about coming together, particularly as women, coming together away from everything else for these transformational experiences. And you really do leave as a different person, you know, not only the participants, but also for us as healers and teachers and guides, that each group is so transformational. And if you're watching this and you've never experienced a retreat, or if you've experienced a retreat and you are wanting to experience another one, please come and play with us. It is going to be powerful. It's going to be powerful. One of the things that is going to make it so incredible is Lightworker Doris's sound healing workshop. What is sound healing for someone who is, for the uninitiated, as I say?
Well, as I mentioned earlier, it's all about vibration. Okay, and if you refer to the aura reading video, it's we are made of very tiny little atoms that are vibrating one next to the other, and within our aura, within our shell, we are held together. Now, of course, there are disruptancies, or there are areas where within your aura, so it's not just the physical body, it's within and within your shell, you have a lot of, let's say, dots and a lot of marks and a lot of resonance of trapped emotions that are within you, and it could be from this life and from another life, and it can be something that you developed a little while ago, or for years, and you adjusted to it, but it's all there, it's part of your mapping. So the power of sound is that you're using specific frequencies or combinations of frequencies to realign, to restructure your entire energy field, which of course in turn will realign your physical structure. So the power of sound is, even your atoms vibrating one next to the other, they are creating a sound, a vibration, the same again as the universe when you have that. So your natural state is sound and vibration and light. So when you add the effect of sound, you are realigning, you are tuning the body to restore itself in that harmony, in what they call homeostasis, which is restoring wellness into the mind and into the body. It's important to mention the mind because the vibration also changes your brain waves. And the fact that you come into a group or a personal session, it will help you go into that deeper trance-like state where it's also easier to receive messages and guidance through the channeling. So you are receiving physically through the waves, and you are also altering your state of being, which elevate again your frequency to higher realms and higher channeling.
Isn't it just so marvelous? Like, that's the word that is coming to me. Just how incredibly the universe is constructed, and just, you know, the ways that we are created. I could cry. Like, it's just so beautiful.
And you know, I want to add something because it really struck me. I came back from Nepal recently, where I went to buy more bowls, and the power of sound is. Imagine I was doing a Skype session, and it was hypnotherapy, but to help the person relax a little bit, I used an antique bowl that's more than 300 years old, and it was new and it was very powerful. And every time I would strike it, it would affect the electromagnetic field of my computer. So for at least 4 to 5 seconds, I would not be able to hear her because she would be talking, she would be counting down. And every time I would hit that particular bowl, because it had a specific frequency, it would interfere with the electronics around. So this is just one example, and I have many. If we have the time, I can give you another one about a person wearing a Fitbit bracelet in one of the group meditations. And it was when I had just started in Qatar, and it was my second round of practice. And one lady came first, and I asked her, "Oh, so you're coming again? How did you like the first session?" And she said, "Well, you know, if I may be honest, I actually didn't really feel much. I didn't particularly enjoy it." And I was stunned, and I was thinking, "What makes you come back then?" And she explained to me that she was wearing one of those monitoring bracelets. And it was her first time ever. It was a first meditative experience. So it means sometimes you need a bit of practice. And as she had explained, she didn't feel so much. She was not able to let go and relax. But as a surprise, she went back home and she logged onto her daily activity. And there, to her surprise, that 1 hour of meditation had put her into the equivalent of her deepest sleep in the middle of the night. So physiologically, physically, her body had dropped to that level, but her mind had not let go because it was very new for her and she was very self-conscious and she didn't know. She thought she had to do something. But on the second time when she came, she said she went very, very deeply. So this is how powerful the effect of sound can have on the physical, the biology, and the mind.
Oh, I love that story. Thank you so much for sharing that. What was your initial draw into sound healing and your training, or how did you come about your gifts in this area?
So I was in, where was it? Was it Bali? I think I went to Bali, and it was on one of the islands, in the small islands nearby, and I had just picked up yoga. Okay, I had discovered yoga and I liked it and I wanted to practice. And we were two with a friend of mine, and she said, "Oh, look at this! There's a yoga class with Tibetan singing bowls. It sounds great." And I was like, "Yeah, that sounds very interesting and exotic." And we went, and it was, to be frank, it was a regular yoga class. There was nothing fancy, but at the time of the shavasana, when we were lying down, the teacher came rimming the bowl, and she came right over my head. And I was lying down like this, my arms down. And it's almost as if my energy body became so strong and powerful. I could feel it come out of my physical body, and my energy arm was trying to reach for the bowl. And she left. It lasted barely a minute, but it was so powerful. I'm getting shivers.
Yes, me too.
And it was so powerful. I had to learn about it. It was there was no other way than getting into it. And I lived in India at that time, so I went back and I searched for a teacher, and I find that teacher in Bombay. I did the basic course, and that's actually very important. Now, the following part is that when I was in this course, I realized that, and I understood that not only sound matters, it's also the power of intention and the power of the person who is giving the treatment. Because when you're opening this channel, you're also opening as high as you can as a healer. So depending on your levels of access, you can open wider and wider doors to other realms. And this also led me to understanding that the bowl it's a medium, it's a tool to communicate with your guides, with the divine. It is not just the scientific part of creating a vibration that will hit the body and it will restore harmony. It is a tool of communication to understand a body and to communicate healing. The same way one would use crystals, as I said earlier, or other tools. And it's incredible to work with it. So once I discovered this and I started channeling, I received the entire course and I recreated a new course to teach people how to use sound as a healing tool, but also use sound as a language to work with higher guides and higher spirits to elevate, one more time, the person who's receiving.
Oh, that's so divine. That is so magnificent. One of my yoga teachers, she's called Goddess Lalita. She uses Tibetan singing bowls in our yoga practice as well, and it really is. It's incredible. It's incredible. You mentioned being in Bali, and one of the past goddess retreats that I did was in Bali, and maybe in the future again. It's a very special energy there, as we will be having a very special energy in our castle in Chantilly, France, sitting with you to have a sound healing group session. Now, what can people expect from the group session?
I'll just make another note on what you were saying, is that interestingly, and it's funny that you're coming to Chantilly, because I've been working very strongly on opening the vortex to receive in this particular place. And there has been guidance to activate Chantilly and the surroundings energetically. So that's another powerful fact. And the fact that you are coming and you ladies will join this retreat, because a powerful vortex is being opened for you to receive. And that I felt is a strong guidance for you. If you feel called to join, is that there is heavy duty awaiting you and precious downloads that you will receive.
Oh, now, wait, before you go on, I just have to share that okay. When I was first planning this retreat, or, you know, shall we say birthing this retreat, the concept of coming to a castle in France was something that I started to talk about with a friend of mine who will be participating in the retreat, bringing her gifts in a different way, but it just wasn't meant for us to birth it together in that way, that she was very drawn to another area, and people's energies are drawn differently. She was very drawn to another area, and so it just would not work. You know, it just, everything was coming against it to block it from going in that way. And instantly, like almost instantly, when I, you know, was like, okay, I'm going to do this, you know, in the way that I'm feeling called to. And my friend, luckily, is also, you know, a healer, a giver, a generous, amazing person who was able to see that and acknowledge with no hard feelings that it needed to go in a different direction. I had never heard of Chantilly in my life. But for some reason, one of the ways that I receive my guidance is that things will light up for me. Like I will just see them lit up. And I just saw Chantilly, like when I was Googling, using the sacred tool of Google. And when it popped up, it just lit up. Like it was like lights around it. And so that must be your work that you were doing, summoning me there. You manifested me, I manifested you. Is a co-creation. Yeah, and I was like, this is the place. This is where it is. Now I just have to figure out where, but this is where it needs to be. This is where this retreat needs to be. And so, whoa.
Do you remember, because you emailed me, and I was traveling at that time, but in 4 emails we had arranged everything. It just flew, you know, the flow was, it was quite something. And again, that's when you know things are meant to be, you know, all the doors are opening, things are flawless. It's a pleasure to work with you, Abiola. It's really an amazing experience when things are flowing so beautifully. So thank you.
Thank you, my sister. Thank you. Okay. So before I start falling on the call and crying, please share what our healing sound circle will be with you at the Goddess of Paris retreat.
So the power of making group sessions, and especially with sound, is that when we all come together into a similar space, we are focusing and we are setting up a common intention. So imagine if everyone's lying down, everyone's pillar of light is going to activate, and it's all going to come together to amplify the portal. Because based on, and that's what you said, and that's why I'm waiting for something very powerful, is most of the people, or all the ladies, all the wonderful sisters who are going to come and join in this retreat are already healers. They are seekers. They are teachers. They have strong connections already. So all of the portals, so let's say you, Abiola, you have a channel that can link with, let's say, 100 realms. And then me, I have another portal that connects to another 100 realms. And maybe we'll have some in common, but maybe we'll have different branches that will widen. So I'm going to amplify your experience, and you're going to amplify my experience by opening new doors. So the more we're going to be, the bigger the vortex, the bigger the spectrum is going to be. And sound is, first of all, going to open the calling. It will be the ceremony or the ritual to start this process. We will set the intention of receiving clarity, on working on manifestation, on receiving guidance, and then the magic will happen. This is something you would know about me also, is that I never put any kind of control. Whatever needs to come comes, without judgment, without, we open the vortex, we hold the space, and then the rest comes in. So it is also, we are co-creating by being all physically present, by tuning to one sound, one frequency. We are creating a very powerful vortex.
Do you ask that that the participants wear anything special for your circle?
Let me see.
Yeah. Or bring anything.
Usually, I like when people wear white, but it's not a must. So let me see if there's anything that is required. It's funny that I've been mentioning crystals a lot with you. I see crystals on the chakras when people will be lying down. Pendants, geometry pendants, and stones.
Okay.
I think stones. Maybe I will bring some crystals as well. But if you're holding, ladies, if you have specific stones, specific chakra stones, bring them along. It will help heal you, and it will help increase and hold the space together.
Beautiful. And I always bring healing stones and crystals for the group as well. So I think that's wonderful. And we will wear white. We will wear white. Yes. I
see white and pink, by the way.
Oh my goodness.
So, yeah. If you feel drawn to one color or the other, go ahead, white and pink.
Okay, wonderful. As you can see, if you look around, this is just a part of my house. Pink is very much my energy. So this is going to be wonderful. I'm so excited about this co-creative dance with you. Thank you so much, Lightworker Doris.
Thank you. Thank you, Abiola.
And thank you, my beautiful goddesses who are watching. If you are feeling in alignment, which I'm feeling your energy so strongly already, go to goddessofparis.com. As women, so often we delay our own needs, and we delay, if it was for, the care of someone else who we love, we would do it easily and instantly with no thought for our parents, for our children, for our friends. But we put ourselves on the back burner or at the bottom of the list. And so again, if you are feeling that this is your experience and this is your journey, and you want to come and be in circle with us at the Goddess of Paris Miracles and Manifestation Retreat, come manifest miracles with us. Group manifestation is such a powerful force and experience, and it is going to be incredible what we are able to do together. Go to goddessofparis.com. Feel free to drop me an email if you have any questions at all. My email, the easiest one, is business@abiolaabrams.com. And I will see you in Paris. Be seen, be heard, be an incredible movement, my goddesses. Namaste.